I'm Devi Krishna from Government College Thrippunithura. My topic for paper presentation is Rewriting the Written, an analysis of female sexual freedom in R.J. Shan's Freedom at Midnight. We know that freedom is either having the ability to act or change without constraint or possessing the power and resources to fulfill one's purposes. Freedom is important because it leads to enhanced expressions of creativity and original thought, increased productivity and overall high quality of life. But in many contexts, freedom is something that is available only to men. Women are not provided with the freedom experienced by men. They are treated as inferior, class condemned to do hard work. On focusing on the sexual freedom of a woman, we could see that sexual freedom is a freedom that is strictly forbidden to women. Sexual freedom is a human right. It means having the freedom to define, explore and experience your sexuality as you want without fear of repression or violence. But women and girls are not free to express themselves sexually. Usually, Indians grow up perceiving sex as a complete mystery. On one hand, sexuality is hinted at in particularly every movie, song or advertisement. But on the other hand, sex itself is hidden, inaccessible and rarely spoken about. And because no one speaks about it, there are not many places to learn, explore or express sexuality either. Broadly speaking, sexuality is an arena of life that is tightly controlled within family structures. Women are mostly considered monogamous and are more inclined to stick with only one partner, and they can be sexually experienced only after marriage. But a man has got the right to express his sexual feelings to other women before, even after marriage. But if a woman does this, she will face threats and will be thrown out of the family. The issues with gender, sex, sexual orientation and sexuality can be analyzed through the three major sociological perspectives: functionalism, conflict theory and symbolic interactionism. A discussion or a study of the topic of gender and sex often have many complications. The most important thing to realize is that one should not be defined by sexuality or gender. You are you and there is everything in it. Sexuality is viewed as a person's capacity for feelings. Studying sexual attitudes and practices is a particularly interesting field of sociology because sexual behavior is culturally universal. In this short film, we could see the restrictions and struggles of a woman in a common family. This short film, which belongs to the genre of drama, was released on the internet platform on 9th January 2021. The short film starring actors Anupama Parameswaran and Hakim Shahjahan is directed by R.J. Shan and produced by Akhila Mithun. Abdul Rahim is the cinematographer and the film editing is done by Joel Kavi. The experience that R.J. Shan envisioned has been delivered in every scene of the 29-minute short film. The background score and Foley sound of Freedom at Midnight plays a pivotal role in the film. The short film explores the frayed edges in a relationship of a married couple as the wife poses many questions about her sexual freedom to her husband. It deals with the plight of the wife named Chandra. She is a frustrated soul and confronts her husband thus that she is looking for sexual freedom. She also goes ahead and reveals some shocking facts about sexual freedom. This upsets thus and a huge argument erupts between the couple. It finally ends in a very emotional and startling revelation. Why is Chandra speaking like that, and what is the whole Freedom at Midnight thing all about? On the whole, Freedom at Midnight is a hard-hitting tale of emotions that a housewife goes through in a real life. The short film has many contemporary issues that women can relate to and has been nicely narrated within a strong screenplay. The woman abandons her desires and abilities for the sake of her husband's family, and she considers them as her own family without any partialities or complaints. She is ready to work hard for the family. But when she realizes that all the love and care that she showered for her husband were in vain, then she starts complaining, shouting, and raises her voice against her husband. When Das turns out to be a man who is not different from what Chandra imagined, she realizes that all the men understand women only a little. Though the short film aims in bringing progress to society, as the female character raises many questions to her husband and says about her sexual freedom, the film at the same time draws upon her femininity who tries to adapt to all circumstances. It explains the setting of a well-employed, well-positioned young couple in a society who is financially strong. It is a realistic portrayal of events happening in a loveless marriage relationship. Chandra is considered as a typical woman, though educated and well-employed. She loves rain, nature, and also fantasies. She is a woman who expects a lot of love, care, and possessiveness and pampering from her husband. That's why she fell in love with him during her college time. But gradually after marriage, she misses the love and care that her husband used to shower her before the marriage. So after 8 years of marriage, she wishes to go back to that 18-year-old girl. She cries for the old love that her husband used to give, but now he is busy with his work and has got no time to spend with her. But still, she adjusts to her life, thinking that he is working for her family, and so she behaves blindly like a typical Indian woman, taking care of her husband's father, mother, household, etc. But later she finds that Das has got an affair with another woman. From that moment onwards, she began to raise her voice and start expressing her fantasies. The short film portrays a woman who has to behave according to her husband's wishes and desires, and also live the same, forgiving his mistakes. This is seen when Chandra plans to tell Das that he needs to correct his mistake and think about his child and family and live happily with her and with family. When men think that women cannot do everything as they fear what society will think of them, they do not remember that the society will think the same about men. When Das says that he had given her the freedom of coloring hair, doing research, to go for a picnic, Chandra asks whether she should not do it if he say no to her desires. According to him, the freedom and rights of a woman are given by her husband and not something that she owns in her life. The sexual freedom of a woman is not something that sprouts when discovering that her partner has an affair. Having the fantasy of sex with a stranger is not revenge to give back to an untrustworthy partner. Sexual freedom is solely on how one finds happiness. It is individualistic and primarily as per the psyche. Freedom is not something that is to be earned. Instead, one has to choose whether one should be free or not. Freedom is not something to lock up with and give the key to someone else, hoping they will give freedom. It remains solely on one's attitude and perceptions. Using words like freedom, respect, love, and sex, the short film tries to put forth all progressive ideas but is backed with typical traditional customs. The depiction of sexual freedom and fantasies in the film helped to bring out the issues that everyone was reluctant to speak about. So, in this literary work, it is portrayed how a woman in a typical family is treated and how she condemns herself to the four walls of the house and throws her desires for the sake and happiness of other members of the family. Though we could see a woman who raises her voice at a moment when she gets cheated, she again goes back to her suppressed life when finds no escape from her problems. Instead of throwing everything away, she again stays enduring and forgiving of others. Thank you.